What's up everybody, it's Grant, and today I'm going to be showing you guys how to do the reverse thrust.
Baby, hit it.
What's up guys, it's Grant. So as you guys can probably tell by the title of this video, I started back up the Tutorial Tuesdays series. A lot of you guys, since I ended the series at 50 episodes, a lot of you guys have been asking for it to come back, and especially recently there's been a lot of people asking me to bring it back. So I decided that I would do that since that's what you guys want to see. So today is episode 51 of Tutorial Tuesday. I figured we'd get it started on a move that's not really hard and kind of more of a basic move, which is why I went with the reverse thrust. A lot of you guys have probably already seen my tutorial for the regular thrust, which is when you just bring it back and put the bow out like this. If you haven't seen that, that's going to come up at the top of the screen right now, so you guys can click that and go watch that, then come back to this one so that you can learn how to do the reverse thrust, or what I call the reverse thrust. I'm not sure if there's actually a name for it, but that's just what I call it. So anyways guys, this is going to be super quick and easy. Shouldn't take you long at all to get it. The actual move itself is super easy, and I'll kind of show you guys how to step in it and try to explain my feet, even though the camera angle doesn't really show where my feet are going. So it kind of doesn't really matter where you start from. A lot of times I'll like to start from, say, just like a reverse strike to the left or something like that, maybe a punch, anything really to the side where I can twist back to this way. So like I said, I'll start like this. I'm not gonna have a big stance right now or anything, again, as you guys can't really see it from this angle. But essentially what I'm gonna do, starting right from here, is what I'm gonna wanna do is I'm gonna wanna touch my right foot to my left foot. So again, you can't really see it. As you can see, my stance is out wide. I'll step back a little bit so you can kind of see my legs. And I just want to touch the right leg to the left leg if I'm going this way, which most of you probably are going to be going. And at the same time that I touch my right leg to my left leg, I want to turn the bow and point the other end to where I want to go. So for this case, I'll just do it to the front, to you guys. So right as I turn and touch that leg, boom, the bow points out that way. Now that's not the strike, but that's lining up where the strike is actually going to go. So again, right from the left reverse strike, I'm going to touch the one leg to the other leg and try to lift it just a bit off the ground. I'll step back maybe so you guys can see it. My leg basically just touches like that. And the reasoning for that, if I haven't explained it already in previous videos, is so that when you're moving around and doing your moves, you don't have to be looking down, because obviously if you're fighting somebody with your bow, or you're fighting somebody in general, and you know you're stepping out into stances and things like that, you're not going to be looking straight down at your feet. That's going to be a bad idea in a fight. So we always touch so that you know where you are, right? You know where your legs are and you know how you're stepping out and things, but you don't actually have to look down. So again, starting from here, I'm going to turn and touch. So that's the first step. So I'm going to touch and point at the same direction. Now what I'm going to do, similar to how we did the thrust, so if you guys remember when we did the thrust, we brought it all the way back and then all the way through. It's the same thing, but backwards. So once I've lined this up and I've touched, and I'll just step now so you don't have to hold your balance. Once I touch this, what I'm going to do is bring it all the way back the other way. So it's basically like we're kind of doing a thrust to that way, but then I'm going to step back, or in the case that you're going to a different direction, you're just going to step back away from the direction that your bow is pointing to. So in this case for me, it's this way. So I'm going to step back and then bring it back out. So again, it's basically the same thing, but reverse, which is why I call it the reverse thrust. So in a normal thrust, we're going this way and then out for the strike. Whereas in this case, we're going touch, so we set it up and we touch our, kind of like around our bicep, not really on our shoulder, a little bit down. We bring it all the way back and then hit, right? So that's a reverse thrust. So this is kind of the steps for it, right? So I go turn and I touch, 1, 2, 3, and step back and hit, right? And a lot of things can be done from this spot. From here, you can go into a bunch of cool different moves and sequences. A lot of times people will go here and then they'll go, like reverse strikes and things like that. So you can do really whatever you want there, but it's a great move to set up things and it looks cool too. So right again, as if I'm starting from a reverse strike, I'm gonna touch my right leg to my left as I turn, aim, bring it back, boom, and then out. And you can see my arm here kind of wants to be flat. If it's like up like this, some people do strikes like this, but for this specific scenario, we just want everything to be parallel and everything to be flat. Now another big thing too, you don't really necessarily have to bring this all the way back so that both of your arms are extended, or you see my right arm is extended all the way. You want it to extend far, but you don't want it to slow you down if you have to go like this and then bring it out, right? You don't want it to slow you down at all. But then on the opposite end of that, you also don't want to do a move. I see a lot of people, they'll do thrust, and especially reverse thrust, and they'll just go to do the move and it looks like they just tap like that. That's going to have zero force whatsoever. That's not going to be strong. You're literally just tapping your arm twice. So when you do the chamber for the reverse strike, make sure you go a decent amount and then out, right? So again, not too small so it looks like you just tapped your arm a couple times, and also not too far so it doesn't, slow down your move at all. And also make sure, same thing as the regular thrust, we want to keep it as straight as possible when it's going back, and then straight when it goes out. Same exact idea. We want to bring it back straight as possible, and then straight out as well. So one more time, just to show you guys what it would look like about like half speed. So if I start from here, I'm just going, And that's the strike, that's it. Super simple. Again, I decided I would start with something easy, starting back into the series so that it's not, you watch the first episode and you already can't do the move because it's too hard. So hopefully you guys did enjoy it. As always, if you have any questions, feel free to leave them in the comment section down below and I'll get to them as soon as possible. And again, guys, as I said at the beginning of the video, if you ever have any suggestions or moves that you want to learn how to do, you can let me know again in the comment section. You can let me know on Instagram, Twitter, whatever. Just let me know and I will try my best to make a tutorial on the move that you want. But that's it for today's video, guys. Hopefully you guys will enjoy the series being back. It's awesome that people want to see this series come back, so thank you guys for the support on this series and on all my videos in general. But again, guys, that's it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed, and I'll see you guys next Tuesday.